and welcome to our exciting television program, the Dream Big Series. My name is Beatrice Kwapon and I am your host for this week's episodes of the Dream Big Series. Today, we are here at FC to meet Mrs. Grace Amey Obeng. She's the CEO of FC. FC has a cosmetology training school and a factory of producing beauty products and a dentist in charge of making sure that we have beautiful teeth. Please come with me to meet Mrs. Grace Amey Obeng. Auntie Grace, thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us.
You are welcome.
Please, I want to know who your parents are and where you were born.
I was born in Abidjan, Côte d'Ivoire, and my parents are Mr. Christian Amey and Mrs. Christiana Amey.
How was it like for you growing up?
I've lost my father, and so we are now 8.
Okay.
Growing up was fun. All my siblings and cousins, young cousins, lived in the same house, and we went to the same school. We played a lot, we had fun, we learned a lot. We were very academic. My father ensured that we all took our lessons seriously, and my mom also made sure that we assisted in all the vocational things that she was doing, and so we had time to play and time to learn. So it was fun, and in the evenings we'll be gathered together and told stories, and so it was fun growing up.
As a child, what did you dream about, and has any of those dreams led you here?
I would say that every child is conditioned by the environment that they grow in, and especially by the trade or the work that your parents engage in. My mom was training girls in vocational skills, and she had a salon and a fashion house, and she was also trading in fabrics. My father was an accountant, and so he gave us that discipline in managing our money. But I was more close to my mom's work, and I took a liking to the hairdressing, and I found myself loving that work. Eventually I took over that salon. Even when I was in secondary school, I closed the salon when I was away and opened it when I came back. And from there I started making the children up and all that. So I had a natural flair to beauty, and I saw myself that I would one day be, engaged in some high-time glamour work. And I just worked towards it. I was educated, and I continued to educate myself. I've learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot, and my key principle is to follow my passion and make the most out of it. Okay, the times are changing. How do I address the issues of beauty for the youth like you? How do I also cater for older generation that is aging? So the beauty challenges are immense, and so every day it is a challenge to satisfy the people, my clients, and make them look beautiful.
What made you to start your own business?
My mother has influenced me a lot. She owned her own business. She got to work when she wanted to. She still had time to look after family, that's us, and she made a lot of money out of it. And so from a very young age, I knew I had to do something for myself. I also saw my dad getting up and going to work and had to be on time and rushing and back and forth, and I didn't think that was for me. So I decided to just run my own business. And because I'd already started helping my mother and had gotten some childhood experience at entrepreneurship, it was just a natural progression.
Madam, please, what are the skills needed to become a successful entrepreneur?
Being an entrepreneur is equal to being yourself, knowing who you are, knowing your dream, okay, and making sure that you have set the path to the realization of that dream or the manifestation of that dream. So you have to know yourself, what you are capable of. What do you want to be in future? And once you understand what you want to be, you have to wake up from that dream state and put plans in place and actions in place. You must have the passion to make sure that your actions are sustainable. Otherwise, you will lose steam and your business will go down. The entrepreneur is the one who is constantly looking for the needs in the society and rising up to meet the needs. And so you have to be smart, you have to be humble, respectful, and above all, be disciplined in whatever you do. And for sure, you would make it.
How is your typical day like?
My typical day is always managed by my personal assistant for now, because it's always, otherwise it will be too loaded. And so I plan the day before I start the day. I plan the day on the previous day before I start the next day. So what we do is we look at our appointments. We have days that we look at office issues. We have days that we meet with the various department heads. And we have days that we meet with social people. We have days that we address issues of the students and all that. So we have a structure and we just plan who to see and when. Otherwise, I'll be down all the time. But usually it's hectic. I wake up in the morning, I stop at the various branches. I have about 6 branches. I stop there a few minutes before I get to this headquarters. I go through, the college, the clinic before I come to my office. And if I have time, I have been scheduled to teach. I make time for that. I go and teach. If I have appointments to see to people's skin needs, I do that as well. So it's all about planning.
Madam, please, what is your greatest fear and how do you manage that fear?
I'm a very bad loser. And so I'm always afraid to lose. And so I don't even play Ludo. You know the game Ludo? Yes, I don't play games because I take everything I do very seriously. And so what I do is, because I don't want to fail, I take my time to do my failure is part of life. It's a necessity. Yes. But you have to know failure to be successful. And so I learn from other people as well. And I plan whatever I do, and stick to it, the plan. I don't lose focus because I don't want to fail. But I'm also sure that if there is any way that I'm going to fail at what I'm doing, I just let it go. I easily get bored, so I'm always looking at doing new things. And because of that constant desire to create and to start new things, I manage, with very solid plan, I manage to go through the process.
Auntie, please could you tell us about FC?
FC is a group of companies, and under the group we have FC Skin and Beauty Clinic that takes care of people's skin and hair needs. We have FC Perfumery and Cosmetics, which is the wholesale outlet of the group. We have FC Beauty College that trains people who want to become cosmetologists, hairdressers, or beauty therapists. And we have FC Cosmetic Industries that manufacture the skincare and hair care products under the brand name Forever Clear skincare products. And we have salon equipment and beauty supplies that takes care of most of the hairdressing salons that need equipment to finish their salons. And the last baby is the Grace Amey Obeng Foundation International that takes care of young child sex workers, and we take them off the streets and we give them vocational training.
My name is Joseph Kofi Amoa. I'm a project assistant with the Grace Amey Obeng Foundation International, GALFI for short. I would use this opportunity to entreat individuals, organizations, corporate bodies to come to our aid and come and help the Grace Amey Obeng Foundation to support this worthy cause. We ask that you support us with just 1 Ghana cedi to help change the life of a vulnerable girl child.
How is it going here? We have visitors. This is how we train in the hairdressing. We just don't start with humans. So you start learning on the mannequins. They are all studying cosmetology, but they are learning salon management. So this is the salon, okay? And this is where we do the sales and we take, you know. And these are our products, our own products, yes, forever clear. This is the eye department. If you want to fix lashes and trim the brow and do permanent brows, this is where it's done. Okay. Dental things, this is the dental department. So this is where you polish your teeth and do all the rest. Come closer and see. Feel the chair. This is where when you have pimples and things, you will come. Okay, we do this to check your skin. The light will come on if I turn it on. To check your skin and everything and record it. If you have any issues on the skin, if you want to lose weight or trim a bit, we'll go through the processes from here. We'll set the machine. So you see, this is what you aspire to. If you want to be a cosmetologist, put your head on there. You lie in it for about 2 hours. Okay.
Good.
She's doing a program for UNICEF.
Oh, nice.
Dream big. So
well, you're blessed to be with our mommy here. She's a great woman. She inspires me. So make the best out of it, okay? And be focused.
So this is the makeup class. They are learning to do makeup. You see, they do and do create special effects. You see, like making people look like they have accidents and they have wounded. Yes, this is where the department that they learn all those things. You must understand what you are doing. Otherwise, you'll just be operating by rote, which is not right.
Please, why do you have a dental clinic in the building?
FC caters for all the beauty needs of our clients. That includes the hair, the skin, and the teeth. Because you can't be looking beautiful and have bad breath. And so we are working in partnership with dentists who polish the teeth and scale. They scale the skin, the teeth, and then take care of bad breath and all that. It's part of the beauty culture.
How and where do you find inspiration?
First from God. And secondly, I look at my mom, even as today, and tell myself, she's still working, she's still training people, even at her age. So I look up at her, I call her every morning, and she's like, I'm ready for work, how are you? And it gives me so much, inspiration to just get up and go and do it. Because if my mom is still doing, and people, women her age are still at work, why should I be lazy? And so I pray to my God, I speak to my mom, and then I get the energy to come and battle on.
What are the books you read, and why do you read them?
I read a lot of my course book, a lot of them, and a lot of beauty magazines. I've subscribed to a lot of international magazines because of the work I do. I also read a lot of novels. I read these because I need to be able to communicate my profession, and also need to be knowledgeable in what I do. And because the beauty industry is a very dynamic industry, you need to be always updating yourself and knowing the new trends and the new lines to follow. Otherwise, I'll be relevant in today's beauty world.
What influenced you the most?
Influenced by children, you won't believe it. I get influenced by children. I look at the purity of children, and I want to be young at heart always. And I want to create a better world for the children, you know. That is me. But when it comes to work, I look at the big names in the industry, and I see the ups and downs of it. And I try to learn from industries like Fashion Fair, like Dark and Lovely. You know, most of the industries have gone up, and most of them have gone down because of the changing trends. And so I'm influenced by the current, you know, situation at any given time, and adjust myself to fit into the current time.
If you could talk to anybody in history, who would it be and why?
Anybody in history, I'm always looking at my family, my great-grandma. My great-grandmother was a very strong woman. Even in her time, she was able to acquire 10 acres of land and willed it to her great-grandchildren, because she was the local herbalist. She was making, you know, herbs for people to cure them of all kinds of ailments. And she owned a lot of properties. She had jewelry, she had everything. And she was a woman, and she was born in I don't know when. And so I listened to, I grew up to meet her. She passed when I was in secondary school, Form 3. So I was very close to her. And she taught me a lot about herbs. I wish I had recorded all this information, but I know it's in me. And for me, if you listen to her story from child